I'm Cynthia James, and this network is about changing lives one woman at a time. Hello and welcome to Women Awakening. I'm your host, Cynthia James, and I get the honor of introducing you to spectacular women that inspire me, women that are change makers, women that have taken control of their lives and doing what they love most. So they get to model for us possibility. We come to you every week with a new woman, and so you can find us where you can get your podcast on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, YouTube. Just subscribe and come back every week and meet an amazing woman. My guest today is Oxana Starling. She's the founder of Starling Beauty and over a decade of experience in the makeup and beauty industry. She was born and raised in Soviet Ukraine, and graduating with a degree in economics and organizational psychology, she moved to the United States in 1998. And that's where she discovered makeup industry and artistry as a profession. And without hesitation, she decided to turn her passion for beauty into a career. So in the last 15 years, Oksana has established herself as a makeup artist for film, TV, advertising, and photography, as well as an image consultant and a personal branding stylist. The list of high-profile clients includes Andre Agassi, Phil Collins, ZZ Top, Peyton Manning. She's worked with Microsoft and Apple and Ford and Pfizer and TED Talk. And she's worked for major news stations, including CNN, NBC, and Fox News, as well as Netflix, MTV, VH1, Bravo, and HGTV, and also the Travel Channel. One of her proudest moments is working as a makeup department head for an acclaimed documentary called The Social Dilemma. She provides image and branding consultants and consultations to public speakers, coaches, entrepreneurs looking to define and cultivate their personal style. Her personal mission is to help women see and believe in their own beauty, and her clients are her inspiration. She's motivated to help women discover their feminine powers, and live every day feeling beautiful and confident. Oksana, welcome.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you for having me.
And I want you all to know, I can attest to how amazing she is because she has done my makeup for a couple of shoots. And I walked away feeling spectacular. So Oksana, I am really happy that we get to talk about your passion. So tell us how you grew up.
I grew up in Soviet Ukraine, right where the empire was already crumbling and disappearing, crushing down. I felt like I needed to include that in my bio, that where I grew up, there was no such profession as a makeup artistry. They just didn't exist. So I went to receive traditional education, like everybody tells you, finish school, go to college, get a good degree, safe degree in economics. And so I did. However, I always had interest for beauty and passion and fashion. And right as I was, becoming an adult, then when the Berlin Wall fell and all the Western culture rushed into Russia, and I discovered fashion magazines and photography magazines, and I was blown away by the beauty I saw. I was looking at those pictures and I thought, how is it possible these women are this beautiful? How is it possible? Anyway, so when I moved back here to the States, by chance, I discovered that makeup artistry was an actual profession. And I got the butterflies in my stomach when seeing this opportunity. And that was the defining moment. That very moment, I decided that I'm going to get education as a makeup artist and I'm going to be working as a makeup artist.
Well, I love this. Okay, so you have this passion. It's ignited. You understand that it's a profession. So what did you do? Did you go to school? Did you go to classes? Did you become an apprentice? How did you jumpstart this career?
I did go to a makeup school in Bay Area, led by a very famous makeup artist in Bay Area, Rose Hill. And this is how I got my start. So I got an education. And of course, education is only like small step in your career, and everything else develops from that point on. You get educated every day on the job. You know, it's a new experience, it's a new education, it's new skill. So I would say, even though I got my education formal in 1999, I think it was, I'm still getting schooled every day.
Yeah, well, I totally get that. You and me both. But I guess I just want to say, when you got educated, did you apply for jobs? Did you promote yourself? How did you start becoming known as a makeup artist so that you could work?
Well, you start promoting yourself by approaching people in the industry, photographers, producers, other makeup artists. Yes, there is a lot of apprenticeship and assisting to established people in the industry. And basically, that's how it gets your foot in. So start from the very basics. I didn't get a job per se, because in my industry, like film and TV, basically it's not, you don't have a job, you have a project.
Yes. Yeah. So I just want to talk a little bit. I want to get into your consulting, but I really want to talk about the fact that as a makeup artist, you are dealing with a lot of different personalities, a lot of different skin types, a lot of different insecurities. You know, what did you have to learn to navigate that? And did your psychology background support it?
I'm quite convinced that psychology background supports my work with women every day. Um, as as a modern woman myself, woman of a certain age, I very clearly understand what every woman goes through. Insecurities, not believing in her own beauty, worrying about this particular feature. You know, it's very interesting for us women that we need somebody else to tell us that we are beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's I don't know if it's good or bad that we have to have that outside confirmation from somebody, maybe both. And I think it works both ways. Once she gets a confirmation from somebody about her beauty, she may see herself with different eyes, and she may start noticing that beauty of hers. Yes. So yes, so I had to learn pretty much everything. It's not just about finding the right shade of foundation for a woman. It's about finding the way for her to feel beautiful and confident.
Yes, absolutely. And so you began to be, you know, established as a makeup artist. What was the bridge for you to becoming a consultant?
Very good question. Thank you for asking. I've been working in film and TV advertising industry for a very long time. At some point, I found myself in Denver, Colorado, and started working with photographers who are doing headshots and professional branding photo shoots. And just kind of happened that they would hire me, a woman would hire me as a makeup artist, but then they would say, I don't know what to wear. Mm-hmm. And this is how it's all started. I would say, I can help you. And it goes beyond finding a blouse for you to take a picture in. Now we're talking about full approach to your image as a professional. Because these days, we don't just take headshots for our business. These days, we take a snapshot of our business, our personalities, our who we are as a professional and as a person at the same time. this is what's called a brand, right? So a woman enters a market as some professional, a realtor, speaker, she's a coach, she's a brand, and photographer has to capture that image so she can attract her ideal clients. So people can look at her and see who she is as a person and feel connection and trust with that person and wanting to connect with her, wanting to hire her, wanting to know her expertise. So this is where I come in as a stylist, and I somehow just, I think, have a natural understanding how to help women to dress for their body type as well as for their brand type.
Oh, that's really, really wonderful. And, and I guess I really want to talk about the fact, because I've met so many women, because I coach women, that don't think that their appearance is that big a deal because people should just hire them because they're fabulous, or think that they can spend a little bit of time here, but they don't have to do much, because they don't really value the importance of the energy and the image that they carry. So what do you tell them?
Well, it is a very interesting notion that it's what's inside what matters. Mm-hmm. I believe it all matters. I believe inside and outside don't exist separately. What we have on the inside reflects the way we look, and vice versa. The way we look, we're going to reflect how we feel on the inside. So I tell women it's a package deal. It's a total package. Who you are on the outside, who you are on the inside matters equally. Mm-hmm. For you, for your clients, for your family, for anybody in your life. Does it make sense?
Yeah, well, 100%. I mean, there's this statistic, I think, that people get an impression of you in 1/10 of a second. And so then changing that perception can take some time. Exactly. So you want to bring that energy and that presence into every moment.
That's very true. I also try to convey the message that when you look good, when you appear to yourself beautiful and put together, that affects your energy. That makes you showing up in your best light. And just like you said, it's all energy. When you put on a beautiful dress, that makes you feel very powerful and beautiful. Whatever you want to feel like, sexy. I'm not afraid of that word. It will translate into the energy. Yes.
Yeah. So you are an entrepreneur, and so tell me, how do you balance being an entrepreneur who's marketing and selling and working with your personal life as a woman on the planet? What's the harmony?
It's getting increasingly difficult to balance. Well, I would say in the last several years, it's getting a little bit more difficult and complicated, I guess, just because the world moving extremely fast. It's a lot more fast than before. And as a modern entrepreneur and woman, I'm wearing all the hats. Mm-hmm. I'm my own boss. I'm my own accountant, marketing person, advertiser, copywriter, you name it, photographer, retoucher. There's a lot goes into being your own business owner. Mm-hmm. So trying to balance it out with a personal life is challenging. And sometimes a sacrifice personal life.
Well, yeah. I mean, because in order to be an entrepreneur, you got to put a lot of energy into it, and I guess, being an entrepreneur, and I'll just speak for myself, you become very picky about who you want to engage with, how you want to engage, and I'm not single, but if I were, it would be picky about what kind of person do I want to be with, how much time and energy do I want to put into someone, and is it a match?
Yeah. Yes, I think more than ever right now, we need to cultivate a discipline and awareness of all that. And like literally, this is the call to become a vacant person, Cynthia. That this is for us the time to be super aware, to practice mindfulness, to practice healthy lifestyle and healthy thinking style.
Yes.
So I think this is the time for us women to get as awakened as we possibly can.
Yes, it's really interesting because I feel like on the planet, we are in the midst of a humanitarian awakening. And so it isn't just the collective, it's the individual and the collective. And so what we do individually affects the whole. And so do you have a spiritual practice that feeds your soul?
Yes, I do. I consider myself a spiritual person without any religious affiliation. And I've been meditating for a long time now. Mm-hmm. And I think meditation is one of the best spiritual practices to center oneself, to stay in touch with your values, with your who you are and what you're about. It also helps you to deal with stress of daily life and make better decisions. Yes. I'm telling you, we're all very much overwhelmed. One of your questions that you gave me is that what struggles you think women face today is overwhelmed, because we have to be everything for everybody. We have to be good mothers and run our families at the same time, run our business, all that. So I believe that having a good spiritual practice and spiritual community that supports you is one of the answers to overwhelm, to problems of modern life, to any problems that, not any, to just problems that a modern woman may face.
I couldn't agree with you more. And that self-care, that self-honoring, that self-love begins, from my perspective, with spiritual practice. And then it goes out into exercise and food and other kinds of ways of nurturing. But I think it's so important because if our energy isn't good,
yes,
how do we support everybody else?
Yes, I've been doing yoga for almost 20 years, practicing yoga. I was introduced to meditation maybe 10 years ago. And I credit those two practices to a lot of my physical and emotional health.
Yeah, and I've been with you, and you're on your feet. You're dealing with the energy of the photographer. You're dealing with the energy of the artist. You're dealing with your own energy, and it's beautiful to witness how centered you stay and how present you stay. I mean, it's quite a wonderful thing.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So, I guess I just want to say to you, you are from Ukraine, and right this moment, there are people that are praying for Ukraine across the world. Yeah. Is there anything you would like to say to us? I want to, complete this, but I wanted to give you a moment to say what you wanted to say as a person who was born in Ukraine.
It's an unspeakable tragedy for me, for somebody who from the country that's being destroyed right now. Luckily, my family is not there, so they're not physically harmed. However, my heart is literally bleeding for everything that's happening right there, right now. We definitely need as much help as humanly possible, and that would be a material help, spiritual support of world community that goes to Ukraine. We just need all of it. We just need as much support as possible. I don't know if that would be possible at all, but I, as a person, would like to see the world community, the governments getting together, finishing, ending the war. I mean, it's one thing to just like, hey, we collected the money. That's great. It was humanitarian help. That's fantastic, but it has to stop. I mean, the actual aggression has to stop. I don't know what to do as a private citizen to influence that kind of decision, because it's a massive scale decision.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't know how to do that, and that's the only thing I want to see right now.
Well, I so appreciate that. And I'm glad you spoke it, because, a lot of us are out here going, what can I do individually? But I think the more we speak our desires, the more we talk about what we want to see, it has an energetic impact that begins to ascend into leadership around the world. Because I think the leaders are as confused and challenged as we are about what do we do so that more people don't get harmed? What do we do so we can put an end to it? So I'm holding that with you. It's in my prayers every single day. And I'm glad you got to speak that.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Can I just segue from that into the larger values that I would like to hold for all women collectively, is that we need to become as strong as possible, as confident, as educated as possible, to start taking roles in higher echelons of politics, policy making, any kind of power positions. Because when we women come to power, we will definitely bring more peace to the world. This is my conviction. Yeah. We will bring peace to the world if we have more power.
I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you so much for saying that. Oksana, how do people find you and your beautiful project?
I have a social media presence. I am active on Facebook. I have Instagram and a website, of course. People can call me directly.
What's your website?
My website is www.oxanastarling.com. They can find me on Facebook by my name, Oxana Starling. Also, my Instagram has a lot of my commercial work where people can get familiar with the style of my my makeup and my tastes. It's Oxana Starling Beauty.
Wonderful. Okay, ladies, listen. Please check her out. I am so grateful to know her. She is my makeup artist of choice. And I'm very grateful that you're present here. I ask the guests the same last question. The show is called Women Awakening. What is the one thing you think women need to know about the importance of their awakening?
Wow. Cynthia, that's more women to know about their importance. To awaken, I believe, is to lead the most productive life and the happiest life. I think to awaken is to truly find a way to live your life on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I so honor your beauty and your wisdom and your kind heart. I'm very grateful to know you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. I'm honored to know you. And from the very moment I started working with Carl, your husband, who's a fabulous photographer, I told him that having to meet this many amazing women and having honor to work with them is a highlight of my day.
Well, awesome. So thanks for being here. And ladies, I'm going to say to you the same thing I say every week. You matter. You are important. You are powerful. You are an original beauty, unrepeatable. And so the more you can own it, the more you can step into it, the more you can embrace that and bring it forward, the more we heal, the more we transform. And so please know that you are loved, you are essential, and in fact, you are divine in nature. I'm grateful that I get to spend this time with you and to introduce you to extraordinary women. I'll see you soon.